All right, so check this out. We now have video footage of Joe Rogan and Kash Patel, the FBI director who Donald Trump loves, live reacting to the post that Elon Musk made about Donald Trump, saying that he's in the Epstein files, and his involvement in those files is the reason that they haven't been released publicly. According to the amazing folks over there at Midas Touch, Elon Musk's tweet about Trump being in the Epstein files was posted while Joe Rogan was interviewing Kash Patel, and Patel was clearly caught off guard, and there's a video to go along with it. So let's take a look at their live reaction and see what happened here.
This is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation
What is
between
he?
Elon
Have a
and Trump.
nice day, DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah. Listen,
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
yeah,
Yeah.
they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside
What
my
the
lane.
fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't.
You can see how stunned Kash Patel is when the camera
Christ, that's a
pans down.
crazy
Look-
thing to say.
Look again.
How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access?
Like he would rather be anywhere in the world right now, because obviously Kash Patel is this lunatic far right wing guy. He's been a huge supporter of Donald Trump for quite some time, but he's also spoken very favorably about Elon Musk. Once again, we're taking a dive into the psychology of MAGA, which is they have two of their gods, their leaders, going at each other, and they really don't know which side to pick. And especially Kash Patel is like, I'm staying out of it. You know, these are two guys I love. I'm not going near.
Access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside my lane.
What the fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean, I understand he owns Twitter. I think it's bad for your mental health. I think posting things public all day and arguing with people all day is bad for you.
Well, you raise a great point. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Half of what we have to respond to is the click army on social media.
Yeah. So they live reacted
spat, Joe.
to
Check.
this post. And I think you can see from both of them that both of them are pretty stunned. Like, they don't really know how to respond. Obviously, Joe Rogan has endorsed Donald Trump. Kash Patel, as we just discussed, is a huge fan of Donald Trump, has been a fan for quite some time. They don't know how to respond. They're kind of, at least Joe Rogan is going to attack Elon. He's going after Elon, saying it's a crazy thing to say. Somebody should take his phone away. He doesn't even question whether maybe it's true. Maybe Elon knows something. Maybe Donald Trump shared something with Elon that we don't know about. He doesn't even go there. He doesn't ask any question that could possibly be perceived as critical of Donald Trump. Instead, he just goes after Elon. It's just interesting to see them pick sides. And so this interview has so far been a real disaster for Donald Trump, MAGA, and the Republican Party. But it got worse for the big conspiracy theorists in the MAGA movement, which is Kash Patel started talking about the Epstein files and all of these videos and documents they have surrounding the case. And he kind of dropped the bomb on MAGA, saying, hey, there's nothing there. There's no big surprise. There's no ace up our sleeves. There's no video footage of elites or Democrats doing terrible things. It's just not there. He is breaking MAGA hearts in the process. Take a look at what Kash Patel had to say here. But MAGA, they played you. Have a look.
I've said it. Dan Bongino said it. We've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself. Do you think, let's play out the logical conclusion of this. Do you think that myself, Bongino, and others would participate in hiding information about Epstein's grotesque activities? Or do you think we would also participate in not prosecuting people we had evidence to prosecute people on? But the problem is there's been like 15 years of people coming in and creating fictions about this that doesn't exist. Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you if it existed?
He is breaking MAGA hearts right now. I really want to make this clear that this is one of the center conspiracy theories that the MAGA movement has focused on. They've always put this Jeffrey Epstein thing on this pedestal, that there's all these Democrats that did this. They're just hiding it from us. The FBI is hiding it from us. And then they said that once Kash Patel gets in there, once Donald Trump gets into there, they're going to reveal it all. They're going to have this breaking news moment where everything is released and we get the truth. And now Kash Patel, their hero, the guy who said that they said was going to save the day and reveal everything, is saying, hey, there's nothing there. We're not hiding anything from you. Nobody's hiding anything from you. There's just nothing there. There's nothing to release. Epstein didn't do this. He wasn't killed. He took his own life, things of that nature. He's breaking all of the MAGA hearts and minds and breaking down all of the conspiracy theories that they've had for so much time. Take a look at the rest of the video.
I'm working my ass off along with the leadership at the Bureau and DOJ to get you what we're allowed to give you. And you're going to get the video of the cell and you're going to see for yourself. And we will never be able to convince everyone.
Okay, let's get into that. So what did you think before you got in office? Did you think that Epstein was murdered?
No.
No suspicion at all of it?
But I have a different background, right?
Right.
So I was a public defender back in the day. I used to spend a lot of time in jails and a lot of time in segregated housing units, SHUs as we call them, right? And so, and I've known people that have committed suicide in these cells. And I know how you get in, how you get out, who works the system. And so the way, based on public information at the time, that he ended up, the pictures and him hanging himself, I was like, man, that guy killed himself. There's just no way that you could have run an op and had people go into that cell and not have any video of it and not have any people come out and say, hey, yeah, I saw that guy. He shouldn't have been there, the guard or this guy. There's just no access points into places like this in the detention center he was in, which I've been.
If you listen really closely, if we just like all collectively right now listen very closely, you can hear MAGA tears hitting the floor, the splash of the tears. Their hero, I really want to emphasize this point, their hero is debunking everything that they've believed for years now. That the Clintons were there, that it was some big conspiracy, that Obama or Biden, whatever, any big name Democrat you want to pick, they said that they were involved somehow. And Kash Patel, their own guy, there's no excuse now. It's their own guy who's leading the FBI is saying, no, there's nothing there. There's no groundbreaking tape that we have. There's no conspiracy, nothing. It's just crazy to see at once all of the MAGA conspiracy theories just blown up.
I've been in.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I was told, what I'd read, was that the guards were not paying attention or were sleeping.
Well,
right?
And in short order, you'll see it.
Is that correct?
Well, it's hard to surmise that from a video, right? Like,
right.
Where they and look, do guards doze off on the night shift? Yeah. But no one can get in to the cell. And if they had gotten in to the cell, you would see it.
But we were told that the cameras were down.
Well, I don't know who said that.
But that was in the news.
We're giving you all the footage we have.
So why wasn't that released like immediately? Why did this speculation escalate?
I think you'd have to ask whoever the attorney general back then was, Bill Barr.
Wow. You know, it's interesting to see Joe Rogan like still push some conspiracy theories as in like, oh, well, we were told that the guards were sleeping. We were told that the cameras were off. And Kash Patel's like, no, I'm sorry. Again, he's a MAGA guy. This is a protege of the MAGA movement. He's saying, no, there is no conspiracy. We'll give you all the videos we have, but it's not going to prove anything that you want it to prove. There's nothing here. I just love watching clips like this when people who are MAGA actually get into positions of power. I don't like that part. But once they do, they get into positions of power and they realize that all of the crap that they've been pushing on the American people for years, all of the conspiracy theories, all of the misinformation that they've been pushing is actually false. Like they get to see the files themselves, they get to see the documents themselves, and people like Kash Patel, people like Dan Bongino, people like other MAGA Republicans who are now in the FBI at this moment in time are realizing that their entire worldview is wrong. That all the things that they've predicated their beliefs on for years now are wrong. It's just fascinating to see. And I think I'm sitting back here, and I think you're sitting back here saying, hello, we told you so. We told you this years ago. We said that there was no grand conspiracy, that this was just coming from niche corners of the internet, from the craziest people alive. There is no conspiracy. And now MAGA has no excuse. Their own guy is saying there's nothing there. Unless they want to double down and say that Kash Patel has now been compromised, I'm sure many will, but their own guys saying, nothing here. So listen, I'll leave the video here. I just had to talk about this clip with you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.